Shohei and Taylor, baseball and romance, and the quantum leap. I generally don't talk about celebrities. However, I'm going to use these two celebrities to make an illustration that I think is befitting for us as there's graduations, people are going off to college, kids graduating from high school, maybe we have a promotion. There's all kinds of changes, right, when it comes to spring and then summer. I want people to know about the quantum leap, which Price Pritchett has written a book called U Squared. While it is a scientific term, it also has to do with our potential. The reason I'm using Shohei and Taylor is because they're both young. Shohei is 21, Taylor is 31. You're seeing them, they're not even at the penultimate of their career. They're just scratching the surface. While you probably find that hard to believe, Shohei's coach will tell you he's just now learning the art of pitching and batting. As a matter of fact, when Shohei was being scouted in Japan by Japanese teams, most of them didn't want him to play both positions. That's one of the reasons he came to the United States, because the coach here wanted him to play both positions. And for any of you who are watching Shohei, he's a beast. While I am not someone who follows Taylor, she's a beast also. It's amazing what she's doing at 31. Forget the fact that she's a billionaire, although that's highly important. Price Pritchett talks about taking quantum leaps, being open to quantum leaps. And that means knowing we have this potential. Okay, of course we're not going to be a Shohei. Of course we're not going to be a billionaire like Taylor. But there's other 21-year-olds out there. There's other 31-year-olds out there. There's 51-year-olds out there. We have that potential to do exactly that. Are we going to do an Eras Tour? No. Are we going to be a phenomenal batter who's hitting 483 feet out of the stadium? No, of course not. Here's another rule of thumb, learning about your potential, learning about quantum leaps and how to be open for them. Look at your 5 closest friends. Even do this in your 60s, because we still have 20 more years of productivity. Not too many people believe that, but I do. I'm in my 60s. I know these are going to be the best 20 years of my life. Look at the 5 closest friends around you. Are they good influence? Are you seeing yourself still growing and learning and doing really cool things? Again, even in your 60s or 70s or 80s. Especially if you're young, however, look at your 5 closest friends. Are you going down a good path with them? If not, gradually navigate away from them. Navigate toward people who you believe are going to be leaders and going to contribute to society. Doesn't mean you have to leave all your friends behind, but just navigate away a couple here, 1 or 2 there, and find your tribe where they're going to help you succeed in life. Lastly, of course, Shohei was stolen $16 million. I know that's not funny, but you know what? He learned. He learned a really expensive lesson. He's not the only person out there who has had millions of dollars stolen from him. Mary Morrissey, who's the guru of transformation, her second husband was a CPA. It stole $10 million from her. And Taylor, my goodness, we can't count the boyfriends. I don't know that much about her. What I will tell you what I love about her more than anything, she's very funny. I'm going to put a little clip on the podcast details, and you'll see she has a really strong sense of humor. Shohei's the same way. Very humble guy. And I understand that Taylor is a very humble person also. That's another thing. A good rule of thumb. To really succeed in life, be humble. So just remember, to reach your potential, do this also. Besides being open to quantum leaps, knowing that you're only using 10% of your potential, according to Price Pritchett, we're also wasting 60 hours a week, getting caught up in Netflix and all that other stuff. I haven't owned a television for 40 years. Yeah, I know that's really weird. I don't own any of those goofy things. I am a YouTube addict. That's why I always bring up funny videos when I do my podcast. But really research the route you're going in your life, because we all have the potential to do quantum leaps. It's also called U squared. And even though I used Shohei and Taylor as examples, who you're probably thinking this was the dumbest thing you could do, Valerie, is give us examples of these extraordinary people. We all have this in it. It just doesn't have to be on that level, but we can certainly go from ordinary to extraordinary. Yes, you can. And the summer is a good time to do that because nobody expects us to do anything. They expect us to go to the beach. They expect us to be hanging out at bars and doing whatever. And just remember, I want you to practice being open to quantum leaps, U squared, cut out the Netflix, find some influential friends who will help you reach your potential in quantum leaps. Kundalini Yoga, I have the prosperity and protection Kriya on my podcast because that's a wonderful, wonderful way for you to bring prosperity, bring better people in your life. When you start doing this Kriya, it opens the path for better things to come your way. And the protection part of it is also a really good practice because we need protection when we're starting to change things in our life. Lastly, I've included a great article that I wrote about demystifying champagne. So many people will call it just straight up bubbles champagne. It's not. I was a French wine expert in New York City. I'm a snob, and I think it's important to know how special good champagne is because the Veuve Clicquot is not good. It's swill. I have some examples in my podcast details about some good champagne that folks should be drinking, and they're more affordable. To wrap this up, just remember, reach your potential this summer. Yes, find people you can collaborate with. Go to some chamber meetings. Start some networking. Just go once a month. Do little changes to those 5 people that are closest to you. Be just a little more discerning on who you really are hanging out with because we really do all want to go from ordinary to extraordinary. Check out Shohei and Taylor. Check out their backgrounds because they weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. No, they weren't. And lastly, practice Kundalini Yoga. This is a wonderful Kriya. Remember, don't spend 60 hours a week in front of the telly or wasting your time at bars. That Kriya will help you. Change some patterns, change some habits. Lastly, check out the article on affordable champagne. Don't call all bubbles champagne. You look silly and you're not very intelligent when you do that. To conclude, I'm Valerie Hale. I create this podcast once a week to help people improve their mindset. Remember, thoughts become things. Choose the good ones. I also help people manage their anxiety when making presentations, their elevator pitch, going for a loan. There's certain words you should be using. There's certain intonations in your voice. That's what I do. It's on a virtual business basis. The classes are virtual, and you can choose your schedule and day. Merci. Au revoir.